The Phantom of the Opera can be viewed through an A Course in Miracles lens as a drama about hidden identity, specialness, projection, and the desperate attempt to make separation beautiful enough to worship. The Phantom lives beneath the opera house like the ego lives beneath awareness, unseen, controlling the stage machinery, demanding attention while hiding in shame. He believes, if they truly saw me, I would not be loved. That is deeply ACIM. The ego builds an identity around the belief, I separated from love and became something damaged, guilty, and unworthy. So the Phantom compensates through control, genius, seduction, and manipulation. He becomes extraordinary because he cannot accept simple innocence. ACM would call this the specialness strategy. The ego says, if I cannot be wholly loved, I will at least be uniquely important. Christine becomes the symbol of salvation, not true love, salvation through form. The Phantom projects onto her, you complete me, you redeem me, you prove I am lovable. ACM constantly dismantles this move. The Course says no person can carry the burden of proving our worth. When another person becomes the answer to inner lack, relationship becomes possession mixed with fear. That's why the Phantom oscillates between tenderness and coercion. The ego's version of love always contains fear underneath it. Fear of abandonment, fear of exposure, fear of loss, fear of unworthiness. Rule represents something interesting too. Not perfection, but openness, simplicity, relational honesty. In ACM terms, he symbolizes the less defended mind, less theatrical, less hypnotized by suffering as identity. The underground lair itself is symbolic, a hidden kingdom beneath appearances, the unconscious mind. Candles floating on black water, beautiful, haunting, isolated. The ego can make suffering feel poetic and profound. ACM would gently expose that addiction. I suffer, therefore I am significant. One of the deepest moments is when Christine removes the Phantom's mask. That is the spiritual path in ACM, not destroying the monster, but looking directly at what fear built. The ego says, never remove the mask. If they see the shame beneath it, love will disappear. But the miracle is that exposure begins healing. What is brought to light no longer needs theatrical darkness to survive. And yet the movie also shows something psychologically honest. The Phantom is not healed merely because love touched him once. That matters. Sometimes spiritual language romanticizes woundedness. If someone just loves enough, everything dissolves. But ACIM is not asking us to become dependent on external rescue. Real healing involves willingness to release identity itself, including the identity organized around rejection, tragedy, superiority, or victimhood. The Phantom's greatest attachment is not actually Christine. It is the self-concept, the rejected one. Without that identity, who is he? That question terrifies the ego. Even the opera setting fits ACM beautifully. Everyone is performing roles, costumes, dramas, emotional scripts. The Course repeatedly says the world is theatrical in nature, a stage of identities and masks. The problem is not that roles exist. The problem is believing the role is the self. The final disappearance of the Phantom can symbolize the fading of the egoic self-image, not annihilation of being, but dissolution of the mask. And the famous line, the Phantom of the Opera is there inside your mind. From an ACM perspective, that's almost literal. The hidden tyrant is not out there. The opera house is consciousness itself. The masked voice is the ego thought system. The music is hypnotic because the ego can sound profound, romantic, spiritual, artistic, even noble. ACM is not anti-art or anti-romance, but it does ask, is beauty being used to awaken or to decorate separation? That's the deeper discernment underneath the chandelier.